Welcome to Besiege Bots, the real home of robotic combat in Besiege. In today's episode of Heavyweight Havoc 2021, we conclude the preliminary stage of the tournament. It will be decided which bots make it into the single elimination stage and which ones will have to fight through tiebreakers to get in. Long-standing Team 00 look to even their record in a match against Octo and the Power of Reading today to make it into the bracket. Things are looking quite different for Team Remarkable, as their grabber lifter Sobek is going for a 4-0 record. If they win in today's main event against Astro Robotics and SoldareG, they will have an 8-0 record across their two entries. Apache is an angled horizontal spinner made by Team Questionable Engineering. After a loss to Antarctic Sea Spider sitting at a 2-1 record, this bot is ready to keep its winning record against another control bot. Blind Rage is a hammer saw built by Team Teamless. This robot has an 0-3 record, so their tournament chances aren't looking great, but if they manage to pick up a win here, they may have a chance. Our first fight of the episode, Apache and Blind Rage. Apache with a fast charge and a good hit right away, Blind Rage ending up upside down. Apache, from the looks of it, keeping that angled horizontal spinner at a level angle. They can adjust it as the fight goes on. Blind Rage trying to go for a push, but they get hit. One side of the weapon arm is disconnected on Blind Rage. Can they still use that to land the shot on Apache? With a good push there, and there's a huge shot taking the entire weapon and wedge off of Blind Rage. Apache there. It's looking good for Team Questionable Engineering so far. Blind Rage just a dustpan now. There's another big shot by Apache, throwing it upside down, and I don't think Blind Rage can move anymore, but they end up hitting them down. Now they're mobile again, and there's another hit. Apache destabilizing, but they spin down their weapon to stay 4 wheels on the ground, and there goes a wheel off of Blind Rage. They're crab walking now, but they're still mobile, and Apache's weapon exploded! And they're stuck on top of Blind Rage. Is this a double knockout here? Or will it be just Blind Rage who gets counted out? I think they were immobilized first. It's an unstick. And here we go for our restart. Apache was stuck on top of Blind Rage, but it looks to be just a count out for Blind Rage. And Apache, I believe, is taking the win here. Yes, they are. Team Questionable Engineering. Very fast. Hitting hard with that horizontal spinner. Apache moving to 3-1. Blind Rage going winless. Phantom, made by Team 00, is an undercutter spinner. This robot sits at 1-2, having picked up a judgment win against Glass Eagle. They will be looking for a knockout in this match against a cluster bot. Octo and the Power of Reading is a cluster robot made by Team Locrian. At an 0-3 record, it's not looking too good for the weird duo of bots, and facing an undercutter this time won't make it much easier for them. Here we go for our second fight. It's Octo and the Power of Reading facing Phantom. Phantom a little slow there. Deflecting Power of Reading, not sure who to aim for, but they decide on landing a shot on Octo there. Now deflecting Power of Reading. And Power of Reading coming back with a good shot, taking a wheel off of Phantom. You can really ask, why are they so unlucky? Power of Reading looking to re-engage Octo in the background, very slow. But once they get there, they're looking to get that grabber involved. It will be a little difficult to grab that undercutter spinner of Phantom. Power of Reading with that asymmetrical bar is doing good so far in this match. Phantom struggling to move on just one wheel. There's a good shot by the Power of Reading. Octo out of the action, but they're still mobile, they're still going. Power of Reading is the main aggressor in this one as they get underneath Phantom there. That could have been dangerous for Team 00. Team 00 in their earlier fight picking up a win against Glass Eagle, and there's Octo with a good shot into the weapon. But Phantom is also stuck in Octo's chassis. But they get out. Can Phantom still spin? Yes, they can. Octo and the Power of Reading haven't been doing too well in this tournament. The cluster bot getting some unfortunate matchups, such as facing ASOG. But this fight here, Phantom with just one wheel trying to aim a shot, and there's friendly fire. The Power of Reading hitting Octo. Can Phantom capitalize? Some legs are off of Octo. That may count against them in the damage judgment if it ends up being a judgment. Power of Reading getting underneath Phantom, and there's the weapon off of Phantom. The Power of Reading landing these shots. We have not seen that spinner be so effective on the Power of Reading in this tournament before. Phantom really struggling now. They can still drive, but without a weapon it will be so much harder for them to do anything. Power of Reading's weapon still going just fine. That's a good shot on the front of Phantom. Can they get that last wheel on Phantom? No, they can't. They deflect off of the front. Octo looking to get involved now. They might actually be able to now that Phantom doesn't deflect away from them every time they go in for a hit. The Power of Reading also a little slow, but just fast enough to chase down Phantom, especially on one wheel. And there's a couple of hits, and there's a decent shot tossing Phantom into the red corner. Trying to go for that last wheel, Power of Reading, and Octo with a grab. That grabber finally getting some involvement in this match. And there's about 1 minute to go of this match. Power of Reading just chasing Phantom down. It's unexpected results so far for the cluster. If they keep this up, they might be able to take home their first tournament win, Octo and the Power of Reading. Phantom, just not much they can do at this point, really. I mean, an undercutter without a weapon usually ends up in a loss. But Team 00, at least they should try their best with that one wheel. Giving up should never be an option for any team. It's Power of Reading getting some glancing blows on Phantom. There's some more, tossing it towards Octo. And there's some friendly fire again, Power of Reading backing away immediately. Phantom really is in pain. I mean, they don't have any wedging elements, they don't have a weapon anymore. Only one wheel. It's going to be a judgment, no knockout here. But no surprises when we see the results. I think we can be certain that it will be Octo and the Power of Reading. In fact, 27-18 decision for this wacky cluster. Team Locrian with a surprise win here over Phantom. Good job to them, as they get their win. Octo and Power of Reading 1 and 3, Phantom sharing the same record. Ballpit is an undercutter spinner made by Team Bad Ideas. This rookie team picked up a knockout against Blind Rage earlier, but their floor biting issues still persist. Can they do the same to even their 1 and 2 record? Higgs Boson is a 4-wheel drive vertical spinner made by the United Launch Alliance. This robot sits at 2-on-1 with an UTA and a KO. They only need to focus on not ending up outside the arena in this match, and they could walk away with a 3-1 record. Orientationalist is a flipper bot brought to us by Team Disasters Waiting to Happen. At 0-3, it's looking desperate for the rookie team, but they will try to use the chaos of this rumble to their advantage to get this robot its first tournament win. Here we go for a rumble this episode, both spinners spinning up, as Ballpit is very slowly coming out of its square. Higgs Boson at a standstill, so is Orientationalist. There's a small shot there. There's a big one taking off a wheel off of Ballpit, Higgs Boson. Orientationalist trying to get in underneath, and they do, but they miss with the flipper. Higgs Boson looking to create some space and face one of the two bots. And they get underneath. Orientationalist with a good toss there, almost out of the arena. Now they're going for Orientationalist again. There's a big hit. It's not out of the arena just yet. Ballpit with just one wheel is in pain. I'm not sure if they can move with that wheel. They can definitely crab walk, but not sure how well. Higgs Boson spinning back up again as they're right side up now. There's a good shot. There's multiple hits. And Orientationalist is in pieces. That chassis is completely dented. Now Ballpit. Not sure if Ballpit can move still. Higgs Boson appears to have received some damage as well. Ballpit spinning that weapon up. Orientationalist crab walking. So is Ballpit, both of these bots. There's a huge shot by Higgs Boson. Ballpit is out. Now it's just Orientationalist and even they are in pieces. This fight is looking really good for the United Launch Alliance and this vertical spinner here. There's another huge toss on Orientationalist, it's not out just yet. But if Higgs Boson keeps landing shots like this, Orientationalist will not stay in the arena for too long. But it may have been... Yep, there it goes, that's a count out. Higgs Boson on Uta and the knockouts in the same rumble. Very good performance, 3-1, Orientationalist, winless 0-4, Ballpit 1-3. Flourescent Nightmare is a cluster robot made by Team Teamless. At 1-2, picking up a win against Orientationalist, they are going to fight for an even record here against a deadly opponent. Rip and Tear is a two-wheel drive vertical spinner built by Team Dangerous Purposes. This bot has one of the hardest hitting weapons in the competition, but it suffers from self-damage and lack of maneuverability. 2-1 record, looking for a spot in the bracket. Here we go, it's Rip and Tear and Fluorescent Nightmares. Undercutter spinner, spinning up, vertical spinner, there's a big hit! The undercutter losing its weapon immediately. The two static wedges still intact. The undercutter will not be able to do much now. There's a nice hit on one of the static wedges there. And there's another tossing that one backwards. One of the plows are damaged on that static wedge. And there's a glancing blow there. Rip and Tear has shown that that weapon is dangerous, but it's also very unreliable and very volatile. There's a good toss, throwing one of the static wedges into the corner. There's a huge hit on the undercutter. Is it out? No, it's not. So far, it's looking good for Team Dangerous Purposes. They just need to keep that weapon spinning, and this fight might be theirs. Their robot is definitely not the most maneuverable. The wheels being so far back make it not so good at turning. And there's a good toss, throwing that static wedge almost out the pit. There's another huge hit. Team Dangerous Purposes, I mean, their weapons always destructive. There's a good hit there. Is it gone? No, it's not. It's still in the arena, but it might be out now. Barely missing. But there's some good damage that these control bots are taking. I mean, I thought that would have been a Nuta for sure for Team Dangerous Purposes. Team Teamless. The concept of this cluster is a cool concept, but it hasn't really worked out for them that well this tournament. They did pick up a win, so it's not completely hopeless for them. It's not looking too good for them in this fight either. One of the control bots appears to be knocked out. The other one wheeling all over the place. There's a huge hit by Rip and Tear. It's not out still, landing back in the arena, running into the corner to self-right. Rip and Tear may have lost its weapon. No, it did not. It's still spinning. Good toss on the undercutter, and that one's out of the arena. There, the other static wedge wheeling into Rip and Tear, losing a wheel. There's another huge toss by Rip and Tear, throwing themselves airborne there. There's another huge hit. Rip and Tear, these hits have been really entertaining and really massive. Now, can they send the other control bot out? The one over by the ramp has been knocked out, but this one still remains. Can they do it? There's a huge toss, and I believe that's it. Yep, that is out. Team Dangerous Purposes winning this fight by Uta and knockout. Good job by the Dutch team. Advancing to 3-1, Fluorescent Nightmares 1-3. Dave is a two-wheel drive undercutter made by Team Angry American. At 1 and 2, this team needs to pull out a win here to earn their place in the bracket. They're up against another undercutter, it's all about weapon power in this one. The Encryption is another two-wheel drive undercutter made by Team Spectrum. This bot sits at 0 and 3, looking to pick up at least one win this tournament. They will need to outlast their opponent's weapon to get the win. It's the Encryption versus Dave. It's two undercutters, two different styles of undercutters. One of them more a traditional long undercutter, the other more of a V-shape. And it's Dave drawing first blood in this match, taking one of those wheels off of the Encryption. The Encryption, the weapon is still fine, they have a lot of clearance on that, but Dave has less of that. The Encryption can still move, and there's the weapon out of Dave! And Dave, can they still move? They can still move, but the weapon's gone. I mean, now it's up to the Encryption to deal the damage. As Dave appears to be stuck on its back. They may have lost their Stealthrider as well, if they even had one in the first place, but those wheels are spinning. The bot's not getting down from that position, and Dave is knocked out, that's it. The Encryption picking up a win by KO. Team Spectrum moving to 1 and 3, Dave sharing the same record. Taking part in our last main event is Sobek, the grabber lifter bot made by Team Remarkable. Displaying brilliant driving skills and solid durability, they are going for that 4-0 record in this match against a fellow control bot. If they can grab this win, they will be able to get a high seed for the bracket. The second bot in our main event is SoldareG, the static wedge built by Ad Astra Robotics. Sitting at 3-0, this bot is also fighting for a perfect record, with the team behind it looking good in terms of driving as well. This fight looks to be an entertaining clash of two similar yet very different robots and drivers. For one last time, let's get our main event started. Here we go, our last main event, SoldareG and Sobek. We will need to see very quickly who is the lower bot of the two, and so far it's Sobek with a good grab and lift. At Astra Robotics, they will be looking to play the angle game with these Wedgerats as they are underneath Sobek. Can they keep it under? No, they cannot. Sobek now looking for a counter-attack. Ad Astra Robotics is also a team known for their driving, but so is Team Remarkable, and both of these teams have been doing great so far in this tournament with a good grab and lift there once again, Sobek. But SoldareG breaking free, and there's another good shove into the wall. And they use the lifter to push SoldareG up against the wall, ending up on top of Sobek, reversing towards the red corner. That's a good carry by Team Remarkable, but they lose a wheel on that wall. Will that make it easier for SoldareG to get underneath? Now they're wedge-locked. SoldareG can still push in that wedge-lock, but Sobek reverses out of it. Now it's SoldareG looking to play the angle game once again. Those Wedgerats allow them to get in from angles that you wouldn't normally expect, while Sobek driving them up the wall there. That wide full-face blade wedge is very good at keeping those Wedgerats at bay. Both of these bots are just driving so well so far in this match. So far it's been Sobek with more lifts and grabs, but SoldareG with a good push there. Sobek looking to turn and face them, as they do, but SoldareG once again underneath briefly in the blue corner, and they turn away at the wrong moment. They could have gone for it there, and now it's Sobek, but Sobek reverses out of that. Now it's SoldareG underneath for a brief moment once again, and now they are wedge locked once again. Sobek using that grab, and there's a good lift, throwing SoldareG over, and now Sobek ends up upside down. SoldareG trying to capitalize, but they miss only by a little bit. There's a good bounce by SoldareG on Sobek. And now it's Sobek with a grab. Can they lift? Yes, they can, carrying SoldareG right now. SoldareG upside down. Can they self-right? Self-righting has proven difficult for SoldareG in one of their previous fights. They need to get back over as soon as possible, because right now it's all Sobek. There's a good shot by the bouncer. Sobek upside down, now they self-right. SoldareG is still upside down. Now Sobek coming to corral them into the outer corner, but Sobek loses a grabber arm, and SoldareG is right side up now. Sobek lowering that grabber, but they miss with it, and SoldareG ending up almost on the wall again. Sobek with a good lift. On top of the lifter, can they get off? Yes, they can. Now Sobek fully underneath SoldareG, shoving it on top of the shaft by the outer corner. And SoldareG wheeling there, something may be broken in their chassis. It did not do that before. 45 seconds left of this match. Those wedgelets, can they still get underneath Sobek? They cannot. Sobek has taken control of this match in this last half. And the SoldareG once again upside down. There's a good ram into the corner there. Sobek trying to get a grab. Sobek turns very quickly. Combos well with how wide that wedge is, and there's some flying blocks out of SoldareG. And some chassis pieces as well. SoldareG appears to be a little broken. Sobek has only taken that one wheel and grabbing arm, but SoldareG is the one underneath there, pushing Sobek on top of the ramrods, and there's an excellent reversal, but that is the fight. Who will get the decision? It's Sobek, 25-20. This fight was excellent driving from both of these teams. Sobek earning that 4-0 perfect record. SoldareG 3-1, they've also done an excellent job here. That is it for today's episode. We have reached the end of the Fight Night stage, and so in the next episode we will begin the single elimination bracket. Today we saw an excellent driving match between Team Remarkable and Ad Astra Robotics, an upset win for Octo and Power of Reading over Phantom, and another destructive showing for Team Dangerous Purposes with their bot Ripp and Terror sending the Flourescent Nightmares Uta. Tune in next time to see the start of the single elimination bracket, where the race for the tournament win begins. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing. If you're interested in joining our community, follow the Discord link in the description, and from everyone in the Besiege Bots Discord, have a fantastic day and see you soon!